$100,000 for microloans for the women in Guatemala. And I brought just a few extra in case you needed to stuff a switten in some stocking. So I'll be here after the meeting.
All right, thank you. And if you guys haven't ever checked out the Swittens, they're really soft and great. They are great gifts and it goes to a great cause. So thank you, Jenny, for bringing those. All right. Oh, where are you going, Jen?
Okay, as you know, once a month we try to recognize one of our sponsors. So I am super excited today to recognize Barb Scripps. I know you all know her, but I'm going to give you her little bio that I have before she introduces herself. She's president of Scripps Taylor and Associates. She offers over 30 years of experience in public and private accounting. She started out and worked 9 years with KPMG. She's worked for large CPA firms and has been a controller for several startups. In 1992, she started her own accounting firm. She was most recently recognized, Erica mentioned, as the Chamber of Evergreen recognized her as Women in Business Hall of Famer. We are super, super proud of that. She actively supports the Evergreen community in many ways. And as you know, she also sings in the Evergreen Chorale. We are so thrilled to have you as part of our club, but especially as a sponsor. So come tell us about your organization.
Well,
yeah.
Jen, what is left to say? 34 years, I will have had my firm up here in Evergreen. We have 9 employees, focus mostly on tax these days, but what does that mean? That means that you're part of the financial planning team of your clients and that you're helping them look into the future as well as today, getting the tax return done. But you know, it's a lot about planning and mostly it's about people. It's just been fabulous. How do you do anything for 34 years? You love it. And you love it because it's basically about people. So anyway, we've been doing it 30 years over there, 34 years over here, just because you love to do it. And yes, if you get involved with the organizations that you support in Evergreen, you support them financially, that's the sponsorship here. And it's because we have such a fabulous community. So I think that's about all I've got to say. Are we taking new clients? Oh, hell yeah. But no, basically we do it by referral. And more than happy to help you or whoever you might need to refer or want to refer. But that's my story, guys. Happy to be here. Happy you are all here. This is a great organization. Oh, yes. And yes, I do sing. And we have a concert tonight. And we have another concert tomorrow. It's called To Sing of Love. Oh. And tonight, we are doing it at Colorado Christian University. It's a beautiful venue. Oh my goodness. It's lovely. There's orchestra, professional orchestra. And the piece that we are singing is a premiere, a world premiere by Travis Scott Davis. And it's a fabulous triptych piece about love and the power of life, basically over life and hate. So you'll really enjoy it.
And then tomorrow.
And tomorrow at Wellshire Country Club, 3 o'clock. No, not the country club, sorry, the church. It's at the church. They don't even have Wellshire anymore. Okay, anything else? Did I miss? Who's singing tonight? You, me? Yeah, and my husband is singing, so yeah, please come. It's a wonderful concert.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Barbara. You want to come up? Okay, I don't have a slide for this, but Rita's gonna come up and just give us an update on Lasagna Love.
Well, I think you all got the email about Lasagna Love, and I want to thank everybody who signed up. We only unfortunately have 8 slots. We'll do it again if it all works out. Lasagna Love is a 501c3 that I joined during COVID. And Eric is also a volunteer. And we make lasagnas and deliver it to people in our community who are in need, who are hungry, who's, for whatever reason. I mean, and lately, if you read the letter from the regional, nationwide, we generally get about 2,500 requests for lasagnas. It's gone up to 10,000. That's how tough the situation is for so many people. So I put a flyer on desks and around, and if you have a place of work or somewhere that you go that you could possibly post this, the top part is for people who need lasagnas, and they can just go on lasagnalove.org and they can sign up. And the bottom section is for those who would love to volunteer to deliver. You can mark yourself out if you don't want to deliver that week or for several weeks, if you go on vacation or you just are tired. I have done probably 5 in the last 6 weeks, and it really makes you feel good. People are so grateful and they are so much in need. So that's it. Thanks.
Does anybody have any questions about it? If you do, you can see myself or Rita afterwards. Okay. General announcements. Who do we have today?
Good morning. Does that sound okay? I'm supposed to say who I am. I'm Kayla Montaigne. Wanted to let you know that you have an opportunity to join in the holiday walk, which is December 5th from 5 to 8. And we have the opportunity again to have parking in my parking lot where it's a bus stop. And so no public will be parking in my parking lot. It will be closed. You get to drive up and say, I'm a Rotarian, and they'll let you in, okay? And we're gonna do hot chocolate, a tailgate party, and it's gonna be in the lower parking lot. We have the live reindeer, we have a live band, and lots of vendors who will have tents in the parking lot. So December 5th, we're encouraging you to come early at 4 o'clock. And don't crash the gate, just tell them you're a Rotarian, okay? Thank you.
That is so much joy. We have another joy opportunity. I see Kurt Harris is up there, our past district governor. Because Kurt is not here, I am standing in for him. If you would like more information on signing up for Rotary International or our club's foundation, the monthly giving program, it is super easy. It will bring you so much joy. And I promise you a magic holiday boa. It's magic, a magic holiday boa if you sign up between now and our last meeting of the year.
Morning. How's everybody doing? I'm Dave Laughlin, and you guys all know that I'm the Salvation Army bell ringing guy. And that starts tomorrow. And even though we've got a lot of signups for the whole 6-week period, we're really hurting for this coming weekend. Tomorrow, I think we need 8 people. I want to say that 6 are vacant right now. So any help you can give us, please go to that link and press it. We're looking better on Sunday, but if we can get behind this, I know we can get out in front, and it'll be very successful. Thank you.
Couple things. First of all, reminder for past presidents that we're meeting right after this for a short meeting. Also, I think remaining shirts and hoodies and fleece, etc., that have not been picked up are up here. So please pick yours up. If I will be sending out, we've had multiple people say they didn't see that they could order stuff. So I'm going to send out another email so you can order again. So please keep your eye open for that. I'll send it out probably this afternoon. If we want those anytime soon, like before February, we probably need to get the order placed within the next week. So there'll be a pretty quick turnaround on this one. So please watch your email for that.
Is that sweatshirt?
Oh, yeah.
Turn around.
This is,
Oh.
yes.
Do you have any spare right now?
We did not order any spare this time. So we have spare t-shirts. We do not have any spare of any of the other at this point. But if I order them this week, we should have them before Christmas if there's a Rotarian in your life that you want to give one to.
Hey, kids, you know, so because this is all about birthdays. All about birthdays. Yes, it is. And so what you all should know, what is Barb really known for? And that really is about all the different boards that she has served on in this community and made a difference on. And she just is now the past chair of the Mount Evans Hospice and Home Health Care, right? That just happened. The past chair of that. And I think she's been on that board for like over 20 years. That's my, yes, okay, all right, cool. Thanks, Barb. Hey, a really cool thing's happening right now in high schools. This is the kind of the time of year where a lot of activities aren't happening. Because most of them are in the fall or the spring there, but right about this time is when a lot of kids have extra time. And in light of all the things that have been happening here of late, and so what this organization right here, CAE, is doing is a very cool thing. It's called, and they have these things up around here, they're called Make Space. And what they're doing is opening this up in the evenings here, 3 days a week. They're just for students to come and just hang out. And a lot of that is what you see of those hearts up there. But really, they can do art stuff. They can just hang out, they listen to music and just talk about what's going on. But it's open to anybody and all here to come. And CAE is doing that. And so I thought that was a very cool thing there and I'm just grateful again, we have agencies like this that all of you support that are doing this. So thanks very much. There we go.
So I just want to give a shout out to Dave Laughlin. We get here between 6 and 6:15 and he at 6:15 was already set up playing his Christmas music. So come on, you guys, sign up for this weekend because he is really putting a lot of effort into it. So thank you, Dave. Okay, Ted. Whoops.
Yes, well, we are all facing Thanksgiving, and we all know that at this time, we have a problem in this country called political divide. You have a favorite relative of yours that you can't talk to. So we had the opportunity here for Will Robinson to actually talk to us about how we can have better conversations at Thanksgiving in this community and throughout the world. So Will is representing Braver Angels, and he'll tell you about this organization. He has some handouts on the table that we can take with us. I'm not sure if we have a QR code, but okay. So I'd like to introduce to you Will Robinson. Thank you.
I understand that you will not be shy if I begin to get silent and my microphone begins to do this. Okay, so please shout out. Pleasure to be here. What an energetic group, and I appreciate your offer to listen to some of the things I have to say. Braver Angels. What is Braver Angels? Well, we actually are in partnership with Rotary as one of our key partners. And because our goals are so similar, and you'll see that as I go through the presentation, you'll recognize the same kind of footprints that you folks leave. You're the same ones that we're involved in. I would like you to dig around. Well, actually, you don't have to do it now. I'm kind of pressed for time. There is a questionnaire on the back side of that handout you have there. And I would actually ask you to keep that handout for two reasons. It's how to get into really good discussions with people, gives you the kind of rules of engagement on the front side. And on the back side, it assesses your trigger points in our political discussion. And you will want to keep those because as you get more and more involved in trying to be a peacekeeper in our society, you will find yourself going to a better answer on those sheets. So I would recommend that you take it home, put it up in that cupboard that no one else sees, and then just paste it there, and then go back to it every once in a while. Thank you. What am I going to talk about this morning? I have a little time to do that. So I'm going to talk about polarization in our country. Okay. Where we tend to get polarized, how the polarization works, and how to put a fuse in it, as well as put a bucket of water over it. And then I will talk about a little bit about how we heal that polarization within each of us. We have some excellent means by which we could help you. Ted and I were talking as I was preparing for this presentation. He said, you know, I know about Braver Angels and all the education they do. And what we do is prepare people to have those good discussions with those with whom they might disagree. And we do that. And we have a lot of discussions and a lot of opportunities educationally that go on all the time. I had to see this slide 3 times before it resonated with me, but I'm going to break it down for you. The crisis of affective polarization. Polarization is something that's good because as a democracy, we've been bringing people from different viewpoints together for a long, long time. And that's one of the strengths of our country. Keep that in mind as we go through this. Being different is not being an enemy. It's simply embracing other things. And a lot of them tie back to our values. And those values were developed, people tell me, somewhere between 5 and 8 years old. Okay? They're at your core. And that's why people respond as they do. Sometimes people respond to one direction with the same value and go to the other direction with that same value. Affective polarization is this. You put emotion into your discussion. That's all it is. It has some ramifications, however. A marriage gone bad. That's a really good description of affective polarization. You're screaming at each other. You're in a counseling room. The counselor is trying to hold each of you back by a rope and at your throats. And that's affective polarization. You have forgotten why you got married. You've forgotten the entire landscape of why you loved each other and all of that. There's a huge amount of common ground, but at the moment you can't see it. And what the marriage counselor is trying to do is bring you back together, is try to bridge that. And there's techniques that we use at Braver Angels that are so similar to what the marriage counselor is attempting to do. And in fact, one of our leaders, initial leaders, was a marriage counselor. And he brought a lot of the techniques and goals with that. Now, being that I'm 50 years married and about 55 years old. I was young. We were from Appalachia. I don't mean to say that. My wife and I, 50 years together, I have a couple engineering degrees, and I'm still, ladies, you'll appreciate this, unable to load the dishwasher properly. Okay, and we haven't been able to get together on that, but we're friendly about it. We're not at each other's throats anymore. Okay, we try to understand the position of other people, how they got to where they got. Why you embrace gun control the way you look at it. You're different. I mean, you have a background maybe in guns. Your family, it was a positive thing, not a negative thing. And so you'll come from one perspective and somebody else will come from another perspective. But you should try to understand, you get curious about other people's positions. How did you come to that? You respectfully disagree, but you listen and you respect and you try to come and find your common ground. We try to bridge the partisan divide right now. And we try to look for that huge amount of common ground. Can you imagine the marriage? You love everything about that other person. And then all of a sudden you're focusing on the 3 to 5% of the things that you're disagreeing on, and you can't see past them. Okay. And that's what we try to find, that common ground. We're all Americans. This is really true. And you folks demonstrated that this morning in all the things you're involved in. This is a video that I'd love to show you, but apparently videos don't work very well here. So we're just going to move on. The impact of blue-red workshops, what are they? There's where we get 10, 12, 14 reds and 14 blues together, the same room, okay? And you, through the course of the courses we put on, you work out what's similar about your positions as well as what's different. How you have been looked upon, what the stereotypes are about you, okay? And what the stereotypes are about the other group. We work through that, and you would not believe the healing that goes on in only a few hours. 85 people feel like they can get along with that other person. They understand the position of other people and respect it. You may not agree with it, but they respect it. And there's a lot of commonality between ourselves when we look for it. This is the way the United States has worked for about 200 years, where you bring people with divergent views together and you forge what are called laws. Things that we should be, that are important to us as a democracy. You get collaboration, and we've lost the ability to collaborate. I think you'll agree. If you don't, I'll point you to the last month, and that might convince you of something. This is probably one of the more important slides that I will show you this morning. I can't change my wife's view about the dishwasher. Our goal is not to change your views on issues. When I first saw this about Braver Angels, I said, well, that won't work. No, it will work. Those views are tied to your values. They're part of your core. They might be a little bit whacked at this point in our discussions, but people hold those views because it's important to them, and we need to respect that. We want to change the views that we have toward one another. Okay, how do we do that? A friend of mine that writes as a journalist recently said, you can't hate somebody when you come to meet them. It's really hard to say, let's go to have coffee and then hate the person right across the table from you. Okay. The closer we get to people, the more we can understand them. And right now we have a lot of isolated people in the United States, in your neighborhood, on your block. Okay. I'm about to start something. I think I'm going to start it with my wife's approval. I'm about to start having this discussion in our home, inviting my neighbors so that we can bridge the partisan divide. Okay, and simply begin talking and then go from there. We want to change the views that we have toward one another. Wave the white flag, listen, respect, become curious. That curiosity goes a long way in being able to understand somebody's view. You may not agree with it. It's fine. I'm not here to agree. I'm here to listen to one another, treat each other like humans. We drop the stereotypes. My hope is with this, that a lot of people that are ardent supporters of one position, through your interaction with them, my interaction with them, will begin to drop their shields. And begin to consider what you have to offer. And begin to, maybe even verbally, begin to reject the stereotypes. And people that aren't like that, they believe something else. And that's the beginning of our healing as a nation. I think I did the wrong button here. There we go, my friend Abe. I do not much like that man. I must get to know him better. He said this in about 1863, right in the middle of the Civil War. What a valiant way of approaching people. Did it again. We bring people together to bridge the divide between us. When I go to getting some training, what I've done is I will invite somebody of what I believe will be the other viewpoint, okay? And I will say to them, I just had this course and I would like to try some things out on you. Can I do that? I invite you to coffee and I'll pay for it. And we get together and I begin to use some of the skills I've learned at Bravery Angels, one of the many, many courses that we put on. We're talking about courses that are an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Imagine changing your anxiety level that you have. And don't say you don't have an anxiety level, because we almost all do. Some anxiety, the culture is hard on us right now. It's hard on our sense of what's up and what's down. But you can bridge that divide, talk into it. They may really enjoy. Oftentimes people who are in a echo chamber, we call them, where you always hear what you benefits what you want to hear, okay? News-wise, media-wise, position-wise, party-wise. And they begin to realize there is a place of peace. And they can listen to somebody else and really begin to appreciate, hey, I might have been wrong on some things. Because our knowledge of most of these issues is skin deep. It's not very sophisticated. That's the way we build bridges. I put this at the end of the presentation. I've given numerous presentations. This one is customized for you based on the time, and I'm really doing well right now. One evening back in about 2019, I was going to say 1919, 2019, I was sitting there. I've been bothered by the rhetoric, the repulsive comments, the demonization of people, and all of that. I think we were 3 years past the 2016 election, and it was getting worse, not better. And as an American, I had not lived in a world where that kind of commenting was appropriate. People were being called liars to their face. They were without any substantial information. And I came to a point one evening, it was a Monday evening, and I said, if not me, and I'm thinking about my grandchildren at the time, if not me, who is going to invest themselves in the problems we have? I'll clue you, I've never had a political science, sociology, psychology, or any of those courses ever. But I was concerned as an American. And so I said, I guess it's me. And if not now, when? And I thought the next morning, that sounds like a pretty good now. And so I began to look for how to get involved in, I knew nothing of Braver Angels at the time. We are one, and I just heard this the other night. We are one of 11,000 organizations that are trying to bring us together. Braver Angels of which is the largest. So I got involved. I jumped in, finally found Braver Angels, wasn't hard, and went from there. Doesn't this sound a lot like Rotary? You think about that, this sounds like a cookie cutter. You have a far wider footprint in the world, and I love that. But also, this is part of the footprint that we're given. And I just invite you to maybe get some courses that might actually, you might really resonate with. We have workshops coming up all the time in Denver. If that's the closest place, we have several other nexus. We have a kind of a Loveland and a Colorado Springs group. Depolarize within. When you fill out that form, when you get home today and fill it out, no one's ever going to see it. Just fill it out honestly. Does this cause you, is this thing a trigger? And you answer it, never, always, sometimes. You will find that you can begin to get distance between yourself and the triggers. And you're not so inclined to throw a brick at your TV screen. Okay? I've gone through 4 TV screens in the last year. Bridging the divide, very similar to the starting of my presentation today, family and politics. You only have to say 2 words. Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, and I find an incredible fraction of the people I speak with that families have trouble dialoguing. We have a offering next Tuesday night down in Denver, this side of Denver, actually. And this isn't quite right. It's disagreeing better is what it's called. It begins to give you the skill sets to begin to bridge gaps between your family. And the same principles apply. One-on-one, where you take relationships with another person that you're really having trouble with, or they've expressed, and you've found that it's a touchy point, maybe getting in touch with them. And having a long-term relationship where you go through the news of the day and you begin to come to a better place. Online braver debates using the skill sets that you see on the first part of this flyer that you have. And please throw those flyers around your table, make sure that everyone has one. But denverbraverangels.org is where you could find a lot of our setups. So it's easy to remember. denverbraverangels.org. If this wasn't a good slide for last year, now more than ever, we need to come together, okay? It's tough time politically right now. And it's amazing how many people can be thrown under how many buses just because they don't disagree. They can be ousted from organizations because they don't agree. And it's not the kind of America I want to be part of long term. So for your grandchildren, if anybody has grandchildren, then let's think about their future. Okay, whoops. I'm gonna throw this out there. This is an extra slide. So you're getting the enhanced version of my presentation. This is kind of a way we have based on your responses to those 6 questions. You either want to consider the people across the aisle as enemies. You might want to, as Hillary Clinton once said, the deplorables, okay? They're ignorant and should know better. Well-meaning but duped. Okay, I started kind of somewhere in that range. And now I'm over just about butting up against this corner here on the total respect and total appreciation for other people's views. There are numerous media outlets that are out there between the political divide. So over here, we have people that are left, right. This scale is authenticity or reliability. This is basically pure journalism up here. Just report the facts. Okay. And then as you go down, it becomes much more opinionated. And to the point where down here, they're making it up as they go along. Okay? And so that's what we're somewhat faced with. The media is a real struggle for most of us. It's just poor enough resolution that you can't see many of these. Okay. I'm gonna stop. What is it?
Add FONTES. They do the media, they create the media bias chart.
Yes, yes, so it's down here. You can't see it on the slide, yes.
It's easily seen on your home computer.
Are you part of that?
Of course.
Familiar with them. Yeah, it's actually out of Denver that this has been created. And what they did was they took very conservative people, very middle of the road people, very much in the center of things, and then somebody on the left and right, if you will. And they debated each of these websites and put them on this grid based on 3 votes and how they saw it. And so it's an ongoing process, sure, because it's shifting all the time. But you can see reliable, factual sources, NPR's up there, AP, ABC, and BBC. You want to go to the, National Public Radio, and it will have, or television, and you will see people from Germany. It's one of the places highlighted here, DR, for good journalism about the US. BBC as well. Okay, so that's a way to get straight as you can fly media. So with that, I am going to stop and go from there. And I was wondering if there are any questions. I'll go you first. Okay. If you give me your T-shirt, I will answer your question. I love that.
Duct tape fixes everything.
I'm an engineer, I know that.
So is my son and my daughter. Anyway, we had a speaker that was a past district governor here quite a while ago that spoke to us, who really spoke to me. And his view was, when you get in the disagreement, you go, stop, time out, and ask that person, why do you feel or believe the way you do? And I tell you what, it works. Yeah, you may not agree with them, but it sure opens up your eyes.
And by the way, you might even learn something.
Oh, really?
Not fixing. Maybe somebody else will learn something. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
She's got the microphone.
I have a journalism background. And when I started in 1972 at Kansas State University, the first class I took, all we talked about was get the facts. Release the facts. That's at the top of your story. 15 years later, in 1987, we entered the fairness doctrine, which allowed that if you said your side, the other side was allowed 2 minutes to have retort. But that fairness doctrine, when they eliminated, allowed this proliferation of all kinds of niche news, I like to call it. If you have a hate of one thing, there's a channel for you. If you have a hate for the other side, there's a channel for you. How do we get the cat back in the bag? Because after the fairness doctrine is eliminated, we have all of a sudden facts are important, and all the things that we put on here, that's what we don't do. We have exaggeration, and it says stick to facts here. Name call, we have that on the news. It's opinions rather than facts. How do we get the cat back in the bag in journalism? The old answer to most questions is money. Okay. And the question is, how do we begin to defund or make a statement to organizations that are promoting those things? Again, they have free speech. Okay, how do we get the free speech orders? Now it's interesting. They trusted a study about 4 years ago now, 3 years ago, where they looked at the electorate. They looked at people who actually voted, and they came up with 9 categories, all the way from the deep red, and again with the clock, all the way to the deep blue, the other side. And I'll just say that the only ones that promoted a certain media source on the red side, four of those groups said the only news they listen to is Fox News, okay? When you're in that place of Fox News brings you the information. And you have to just respond to that. That's how they see the world. It's painted for them. It's very convenient. And not only do you have people going into one sector, but now they're representing that sector. And that's probably because not demonizing Fox News, but it is an outlet with a lot of facts that they represent, or the positions facts. So not to demonize. Yes.
Am I getting instructions from behind me? And we're not even married. I want to offer the full quote from Hello, because I think it's worth exploring. Yes. And it goes like this: if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? But if I'm not for others, what am I? And if not now, when? And I know there's not room on the slide, so I just wanted to throw that out. And following up on Steve's question, which I think is really important, one of the biggest differences in media today is that we can dig our own echo chamber, right? To the exclusion of others. I was at a presentation the other night with Van Jones from CNN. He was talking about the fact that he has friends who have never seen on their phone where they get their news another point of view. Facts that they don't even know about. And so I'm wondering, we're asking for a little more information since you threw the advantage chart up, how you screen at the beginning or introduce that notion at any Braver Angels conversation.
When I'm speaking to someone and I've asked them about their views on gun control or immigration or any number of issues, they might spout some things that aren't in my fact base to answer that question, okay? I don't go after those. I listen curiously. And then I say, how did why are you embracing that view? Or where did you come to that view? And oftentimes they'll say, well, I heard it on blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. But how does it ring true? If that's true, how does this happen also in our society? It kind of, when I'm given the opportunity to respond, and sometimes you don't get that, is they simply want to, and by the way, they haven't had a chance probably in a long time to express their views in a coherent fashion. So they're doing that, and I'm respecting that, and I'm listening. And I might break in occasionally, tell me more about that, or why do you think that way? But I'm not going to go after whether they believe the 2020 election was stolen. I mean, that's way above our pay grade as friends, okay? So I really tried to diffuse the differences and begin to find the common ground. And by the way, with a ardent supporter of somebody who's believing that gun control is unnecessary, I'm going to point to Evergreen and Columbine and my goodness, the many others who are out there. And I'm going to begin to say that bothers me. Does it bother you? My guess is will go a long ways before I'll find somebody who doesn't bother. Okay, it bothers them as well. That's beginning the common ground. We can begin to have footholds of commonality. And that's where we can begin to develop a relationship that can heal. Is it fast? Oh no, it's taken us a while to get here. It's going to take us a while to unwind the what we're in right now. I'm going to stick around for a while. I'm retired. I have nothing to do for the next 2 days. Actually, if I wasn't here, I'd be up skiing this morning. But I want to thank you for your attention. Your questions are great. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lois. Just so you know, Rotary is trying to eradicate polio. And for being here today, we will donate 60 vials of the vaccine in your name. So thank you. All right, guys. That's a wrap for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend and go out and unite for good.
Yeah.